Hi guys, and welcome to Let Children Be Children. It's been a while since we last did a video, but now that we're in the second lockdown, you'll be seeing a few more from us. In this mini-series, we'll be talking about problem, reaction, solution, and what conspiracy theory actually means and where it came from. Right, let's take terrorism for example. A global threat becomes a problem, which begets a global reaction, so to have a global solution. To welcome in a centralized system of operation. The Great Reset, which we'll touch on a little later on. Welcome to 2020, where some would say nothing makes sense. But for some of us, it all makes sense. Because if you know, you know. The media spills out propaganda and is so one-sided to stories that they don't even try to hide their bias. They are the mouthpiece for the government, with their hypocrisy and contradictions, where facts are no longer facts, where dead people are voting, and where people just go along with whatever the TV tells them. This has been going on way before 2020, I must add, but it's becoming more and more apparent today. The lunatics are officially running the asylum. But 2020 has been quite a year, and it's not finished yet. We are still going through a pandemic, the so-called second wave. We've had a lot of negative stories dominate the news. The BLM protests earlier on in the year on the back of the killing of one George Floyd. The news focuses on more fear-based stories, unfortunately. Many query the timing, the legitimacy of the more prominent stories, including the Black Lives Matter movement and the pandemic. Let's take the BLM briefly here with the problem, the killing of the black boys and black men from the police, the reaction being the protest and the looting and the rioting, and the solution, well, who knows? But one thing is for sure, if we the people don't know, those in power do know. They already have the solution waiting to implement it. And then we can go into the pandemic, the problem being the pandemic or the Rona. The reaction, the lockdown, social distancing, amid other restrictions, along with more fear and paranoia, and lockstep, which I will touch on a bit later on also. The solution for this is their vaccines and the Great Reset, the fourth industrial revolution, which we'll go into later on also. Are these simply just accidents, or are they staged events? Well, I can't personally answer those questions. At least I can have an opinion on them though. One thing that is for sure is that there is a plan in place after the dust settles. Or rather, after the problem and reaction to go into a new world, which ultimately is planned. Call it conspiracy or not. So what is the plan or the solution? The plan is to bring in this fourth industrial revolution via the World Economic Forum, what they themselves call the Great Reset. So that you could say that this is a conspiracy, as there are a group of people conspiring. And people at the World Economic Forum are very powerful people, quite similar to the United Nations. J. Edgar Hoover, who was a 33-degree Scottish Rite Freemason and former FBI director from the Warren Commission, states, or quoted rather, the individual is handicapped by coming to face with a conspiracy so monstrous he cannot believe it exists. End quote. So let's break down conspiracy. When we look at the Webster's definition of it, it is a theory that explains an event or set of circumstances as the result of a secret plot by usually powerful conspirators. What is conspiracy other than just a scary way of saying alternative agenda? To conspire means to join in a secret agreement, to do an unlawful or wrongful act, or to use such means to accomplish a lawful end. The term conspiracy theory is frequently used by scholars and in popular culture to identify secret military, banking, or political actions aimed at stealing power, money, or freedom from the people. The term conspiracy is actually a conspiracy itself. It is said that the CIA, which stands for Central Intelligence Agency, or some would say Criminals in Action, invented the term conspiracy on the back of JFK's killing. Was this done to hide the fact that they were involved in the killing of JFK? This in the 1960s, the CIA owned over 250 media outlets and spent close to $1 billion spreading information, and had people doing its bidding in every major city in the world. A conspiracy theory is an alternative to the official or mainstream story of events. People often try to discredit a conspiracy theory by using the official story to prove the conspiracy wrong. But actually, what they are doing is just reinforcing the original mainstream view. It is just a convenient way for the mainstream view of things to be seen as the correct version all the time, every time. It's very common for the mainstream press to pick the more outlandish stories. This then makes all conspiracies on a subject matter look crazy. In fact, if one were to look into conspiracy theories, they will largely find that thinking about a conspiracy is often related to paranoia or craziness. Some people actually believe it is an illness. It is also not surprising to see so many people on the internet writing about conspiracy theories in a condescending tone. Right guys, we're going to leave it there. Join us in our next video, the continuation to this one. And please don't forget to subscribe to our channel, Let Children Be Children, and like and share. Thank you very much and see you soon.